All right, so I just want to go over some. This is actually PUA notes. This is from a guy, pickup artistry. This is from a guy named Todd Valentine, Todd V Dating. If you're into PUA at all, PUA, pickup artistry, you're probably for sure know who Todd Valentine is. This is just some notes someone wrote that I took I copied the screenshot of their notes. This is all that men have to do. Okay, from a red pill perspective, right? If you're a PUA guy, then you're like, okay, I'll do all this so I can get a girl, right? But from a red pill perspective, let's see if I can try to keep this in focus. From a red pill perspective, this is and this probably isn't even half, of the qualities that women want from a man, right? So let's just go over these. We got social proof, social pressure, competence, frame control, escalation skill, iconography style, don't even know what that is, consistency, health, vitality, power or force, resilience. So let's break into these. Social proof. Do you have friends? Do you have girls in your life? Do you have, looks like that says venue. My phone is not focusing. It looks like it says venue pals. Yeah, venue pals. So that means like people you go party with, right? Social media. Are you on social media, right? So this is so social proof, meaning are you social? Women want guys who are social, right? Do you have friends? They don't want a guy who doesn't have any friends. Do you have girls in your life? They don't want a guy who doesn't have any girls in his life because that means he's a loser. He's not wanted by other girls. The irony is men don't want women who are wanted by other men, but women want men who are wanted by other women. Ironic, right? It's called social proof. Pre-selection, whatever you want to call it. She doesn't want a guy who's not wanted by other women, right? This is why even guys who are like not that good looking, right? Or even that cool, if they're around women, other women want them. Oh, he's accepted by other women. Therefore, I should accept him. It's just this group think weirdness. Anyway, venue pals. Do you got guys you go out and party with, right? They want that. Social media. Are you on social media? Are you important? Do you matter? Or are you just some guy, some obscure guy who's all by himself, right? That's just number one. We're just breaking into this, right? Social pressure. I can't read this through my phone, so give me a second here. So social pressure. I don't know what the heck that says. Attention, tried and tested, risky behavior. Okay, not 100% sure what that means. I'm sure it means like, have you been through things? Have you successfully survived through interesting conflicts? This is why a lot of times if you're dating a girl or you're gonna hang out with a girl or whatever, a way to show that you're a resilient guy or whatever is to tell her stories and things you've been through, right? I went through this and I went through that and all the, whatever. So social pressure, right? Anyway, not 100% sure all that means because these notes are kind of not great. But again, I didn't write these notes. Competence. Are you a survivalist? Can you survive, right? Let's see. I can't focus on this. Not very well. High ability, skills. Do you have high ability or skills? Are you competent at something? This is what women are looking for. So there's three: social proof, social pressure, and confidence. Social proof. Do you have friends? Blah, blah, blah. Are you social? Do people like you? Social pressure. Have you been through things socially? Are you able to withstand pressure? Are you able to be in a situation where pressure is put on you? Right? Competence. Are you intelligent? Are you smart? Competent is like, this guy's successful. He's a leader of men. He's able to, hold down a skill. He's got a skill set. This is what women are looking for, right? Again, a lot of this is really just has to do with reproduction, right? She wants her genes to be reproduced. So this is how women are sexually attracted to men. They made a movie in the 1990s, with Mel Gibson and Helen Hunt called What Women Want. Well, this is what women want right here. A lot of guys are just clueless. I don't know. Why don't women like me? It's 2021, man. The internet exists, you know? There's no excuse why you shouldn't know what women want. You're just not looking. You're not applying yourself if you're still in the dark about what women want. This is what women want right here. Social proof, social pressure, competence, not confidence. Well, yeah, they want confidence, but competence. Have you showed yourself to successfully have a skill? Okay. Do you have abilities? Are you able to, do you have reproductive survivability? Right? It's not enough to just be good looking or a smart guy. That's not going to keep a woman around. She wants a man who is consistently competent, meaning he is consistently successful at something that requires skill. Whatever that may be, whether you're a computer programmer, whether you're a machinist or a welder, whatever. This is what women are attracted to, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is because these are the requirements. From a red pill perspective, these are the requirements that women expect from men. This is what women want from men right here. And I'm going to show you in a second all that women need, right? Once I get through this, or excuse me, all that women need to bring to the table, all that they got to do, which is basically just show up. But I'm going to go over that in a second after I go through all this. Okay, frame control. What is a frame, right? Sway others' opinions. Basically meaning you control the frame. You control the narrative. You have the power in social dynamics. You are the one who is setting the stage, setting the pace, dictating the flow of the conversation, etc., right? That's what's frame control. It has to do with power, confidence, and leadership, and competence as well. People look to you for what's going on. This is why, they always talk about, being a leader, why women want leaders and confident alphas, why women want, essentially they use the word alpha, why women want alphas, because alphas control the frame, right? Alphas are the ones who the frame is, and I'm not saying you should be like this, because there's a lot of guys who try to control the frame and they're just dicks, and you don't want to be around those kind of guys because they're not fun to be around, because you're always doing what they want to do, right? And you should have your own frame. You live by your own frame. That's why guys are always talking about Sigma. It's better to be a Sigma male, or even a Gamma, even though Gamma gets a lot of flack. But problem with being an alpha is you're always vying for that frame control. I've always got to be the leader in any conversation. We've always got to be doing what I want to do, and This is frame control, and I've been around guys that are like that. It can be okay if they're leading in the right direction. I'm for anybody who's leading in the right direction if they're doing the right thing. But sometimes they're not leading in the right direction. Sometimes they're unbendable. Sometimes they become tyrants. They become. It's hard to do, and. Would you really want to do it is the question. I'd rather just step away from all that. That's me, but I consider myself more of a Gamma. Anyway, that's frame control. So social proof, social pressure, competence, frame control, escalation skill. Okay, can you escalate with her verbally, physically? Are you a good kisser? What's that say? Responsive, good kino, life something skills. Okay, if you could, kino is when you're touching her and you're, rubbing her or whatever. It's called kino. You can Kino. You can Google that. But basically, escalation skills is how good are you at forwarding sexual or physical foreplay or sexual or physical, progression in your relationship. Women want that. They want a guy who knows when to kiss her, who knows when to initiate sex, or they knows when to initiate physicality, kino, right? And it's a skill. A lot of guys don't have it. They don't know, like, oh, should I kiss her? Oh, I don't know. I'm scared to kiss her. No, that's unattractive. They will dump a guy who's not good with escalation skill. So there you go. Already we're only in 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're only in social proof, social pressure, competence, frame control, escalation. Only 5 things, and it's already a mountain of pressure put on guys already. Again, this is coming from a red pill perspective. And I'm not saying this is not the truth. I'm not saying this is not how things should be per se. Well, I mean, you know, it would be better if women just loved us and just liked us for who we are. But this is not nature. This is not female nature. This is not their behavior. Okay, but from a red pill perspective, the point is what are they bringing to the table? You have all this pressure put on you. What are they bringing to the table? What do they got to do? All they got to do is show up. All they got to do is just be there. They don't have to be pure. They don't have to have a low body count. They don't have to even have a good attitude. These are the things that men need, and men need to start putting their foot down and say, hey, wait a minute. No, I require this from women. I require her not to have, you know, these are my standards. I require her not to have a high body count. I require her to have morals. I require, from my standards, for her to have a good attitude, for her to be a good person, an honest person, not playing games, for her to be loyal to me, whether I'm successful or whether I'm absolutely a failure. Okay, these need to be men's requirements. Okay, this is all women's requirements right here. Already, it's hard stuff. But again, don't ever ask, oh, what do women want? I don't know what women want. It's right here. Okay? Right here. But the question is, what do they bring to the table? What are your standards for her? All right? Iconography. So this is your style, your story, your personal social resume, your occupation. The girl must have the idea of ideal guy in your head, meaning you're the ideal guy for her. You're her type. You're what she wants, right? And yeah, that makes sense. If you've ever had a girl really like you, it's usually because she is framing a story, and you can actually see this in real time if you've ever been through this experience. She's almost making up a story in her head of who you are. And I've had many girls actually do this with me, and they didn't even know me. They didn't even know the real truth about me. They didn't know the ins and outs of who I really was. They had a concept of who I really was based on how I was acting, based on kind of the things that I told her, based on my bravado, based on my confidence. And they just essentially filled in the blanks, and they did it for themselves, really. They didn't do it for me or for the relationship. They did it for themselves in their own fantasy. Okay? A lot of times, you know, guys watch porn. That's our getting off, you know, because men are visually stimulated, visually sexually stimulated. A woman, on the other hand, a lot of times she is stimulated by the story. She is stimulated by essentially the iconography, who you are, your vibe. You know, this is why men watch porn. Of course, women watch porn too, which is insane. How women are physically turned on by men, but they're also turned on by our narrative or our story, right? So essentially, men watch more porn than women, whereas women read romance novels. Women read romance novels to get them turned on, right? It's a weird thing, but they're attracted to our story. They're attracted to our essence and our background, our narrative, and like, oh, he's this guy, he's this mysterious guy who's lived this, you know, Sigma life or whatever, or he's the alpha guy who's just the successful, you know, these narrative stories that they're attracted to, right? And that has to do with just everything you are, your whole essence. So your whole life goes into that, essentially, when you think about it. That's how insanely intrinsic this reproduction crap is. And it all has to do with attraction. That's how insanely intrinsic, attraction, how visceral and how close to your essence as a human being, and it's your story, and everybody's got a unique story, right? So your story turns her on, which is insane when you really think about it. So it's all these things: social proof, social pressure, competence, frame control, escalation skill, iconography, who you are, your style, your narrative, your story, your essence, your it's all that, man. So not only do you got to be competent in all these things, but you also got to have a story that she falls into, and of course, I always say this, what's the magic thing that can just totally gloss over all this? Say you're boring, say you have bad style, you don't have a lot of social proof. Well, social proof and social, social competence and all these things and social skills and all this, that's pretty much a deal breaker for a lot of women, really. But if you have money and you're consistent with paying the bills, paying a mortgage, and you got a house, that can gloss over all that. It can, but the woman just has to essentially be, at the point where she's ready to settle. When women get to that point when they're ready to settle, then they just choose a guy with money, and they just kind of all these requirements, they just kind of lump it all in and say, okay, well, this guy's good enough, he's got money. Sad, but true. But they got to hit the wall first, or they got to hit their epiphany phase where they're realizing they can't chase bad boys anymore, or they get pregnant, they get knocked up, or they get an STD, or whatever. So now they got to settle, right? Anyway, and this is female nature. This is reality. And again, what do they bring to the table? I'm going to get to that in a minute. Nothing, right? But I'm going to get to it in detail in a second here. Consistency. Is he committed? Does he have commitment? Okay. If a girl starts acting up or acting in, I'm not sure what acting in is, but I say acting up. Consistency. Is he consistent? Meaning, is your frame consistent, or do you change your frame when hardships come? Do you change your frame when she starts shit testing you? Because she will shit test you. She's going to shit test you to see if you're consistent. She's going to shit test you. Women are always shit testing, always testing your frame. Is he going to change his frame? Is he going to do, he's the perfect guy, but I got to test it. They're always testing. I'd say even from day one, they're testing. There's no interim period. There's no grace period. There's no trial period. Well, there is a trial period, but that's just all of this is a trial period, right? She's going to test you on all these things. She's going to test you. She's going to shit test you, right? Is the juice worth the squeeze? This is why we go MGTOW. This is why we study red pill. Is all this worth it? Okay? Is all this worth it? Okay, consistency, right? Talking about neural pathways, blah, blah, blah. Get her to qualify to you. Oh, that's just some random notes. Okay, health, vitality, and energy. Everybody should have this. But, she is going to, let's see, lover top genetics. Do you have lover top genetics? Meaning, are you vital? Are you healthy? Do you have a good body? Okay, and this is where a lot of hypocrisy comes in for women, because they really don't have to. They could be overweight and fat, but they want you to be super in shape. And this is how much insane power they have in the dating market, that they literally don't have to. They themselves don't have to live up to any of this. It's all you. All they're bringing to the table is the pussy. That's how insane the dating market is. All they're bringing to the table is sex. That's it. They're just bringing themselves in sex. And this is why I always tell men, you got to have standards. You got to have standards to qualify her, and she's got to pass those standards, because she's putting you through insane standards. So you should sit down and write a list. What do you want? And on my list, it's moral. She needs morality. She needs to believe in God. She needs to be loving and kind. She needs to not have a big body count. She needs to not have 20 years past of sleeping around and partying and going out to clubs. Those are just some of my standards. She needs to be intelligent. I need to have a good conversation with her. She needs to be loyal to me. We need to have a great chemistry, a great bond. And she needs to not want me for my money. I mean, how many girls are just right there? That's about 7, 8 things. How many girls are going to pass that? How many girls are going to make that cut in this world? Less than 1%. I've talked to people about this before. They're like, man, your standards are crazy. Like that. And I'm just like, no, my standards aren't crazy. My standards are realistic. My standards are realistic. Now, it's not, I don't know, man. I mean, some people, I don't know. I mean, my standards are basic, like, why would I want the mother of my kid to be an immoral person, to have gone and rode the cock carousel for 20 years. And now I'm going to have a baby with her just because she's finally chosen me. That's insane, man. That's absolutely insane. Like, I'd rather be single for the rest of my life. Like, I don't care about being single. I can hack it. I can take it. A lot of guys can't. They're just, oh, I'm so lonely. Oh, I'm like, just better that than settling for some used up hoe. I'm just saying, man. I mean, women can make our life great. They really can. I'm not saying women themselves per se are terrible. I'm not saying that. I'm not a woman hater. You know, I've had plenty of girlfriends. They make you happy. They're fun. And yes, they're more than just sex. A lot of guys think, oh, they're just sex receptacles. Like, no, they can make you happy. They can make you feel good. You can have great conversations. You just make you feel bomb. You feel great when you're with a woman who's good and who makes you feel good. But they also got all this other crap. They got all this trickery. They got all this deception, all this kind of stuff. All right, power force. You know, do you have power? Are you strong? Right? Social persuasion, right? Do you get your way? Are you getting your way? Do you have authority? Right? Frame control. There you go. They want a guy who's getting his, like, this is why they're attracted to the assholes. The assholes get their way. This is why they're attracted to the bad boys. Right? The bad boys get their way. Resilience. Do you create a risky, I don't know if it says risky, but are you living a certain type of lifestyle? Okay. Anyway, you get the point, right? This is all stuff this is what women want. This is what women are attracted to. Now, all that craziness, let's go up here. Some of my notes here. Let's go to this. This is what women want. Oh, no man has all 10. A legal job, communication skills, 0 hoes, height over 5'9", a car, energy for round 2, no felonies, good dick, ability to display emotion, common sense. This is women. This is a woman made this list, and this is women when they're being very critical of us. Oh, you got to have a good job, communication skills, 0 hoes. Even though they want to know that we can get women, that they want women to chase us. But the reason why they say 0 hoes is because they don't want to get cheated on. So they want us to be attractive to other women, but then they want us to choose them over other, be loyal to them over all our other options, which is absolutely insane. It's like, do you deserve that? No. Okay, a height over 5'9", that's body shaming, right? Guys can't change their height, but it's genetics. You'll get weeded out. They want tall guys. A car, right? There you go. They want that money. Energy for round 2. They want you to be a sex god. No felonies. You can't ever make a mistake. Good dick. You got to have a big dick. That's something else that we can't really change, although we can get in better shape and things like that. Ability to display emotion, right? But they also want us to be emotional. Common sense, right? All these things. And what do women not have to do? Here you go. Here's the crux of this whole video. What are women bringing to the table? They don't have to be thin. Because if you say, oh, I want a woman to be thin, then you're body shaming, then you're a bigot, then you're a misogynist and a hypocrite, and they call you all these names, right? Even though they themselves are body shaming you for being short. Cook for you, right? Oh, I don't have to cook for you. I don't have to have long hair. I don't have to be feminine. I don't have to be graceful. I don't have to have sex with you. Oh, women empowerment, but yet all this, remember all the stuff they want from us, right? Oh, they don't have to shave. They don't have to have a good diet. They don't have to be fashionable. I don't know about wear pink. I don't give a shit if a woman wears pink. But anyway, they don't have to take any BS, right? Oh, they're strong and independent. So they don't have to do anything. All they got to do is just show up, and you got to accept them for what you are, and yet they want all this shit from you. All that stuff that I mentioned, all that stuff that I went over, all that social proof, all that competence, all that resilience, all that style and history and narrative, all that crap. And you got to have all this stuff: job, 401k, paying a mortgage, communication skills, right? Be tall, have a nice car, right? Have a big dick, right? Be able to give it to her for 3 or 4 rounds, right? Ability to display emotion, common sense, all this shit that they want from us. And what are they bringing to the table? Nothing. They don't even have to be thin. They don't have to have a good diet. They don't have to know how to cook. They don't have to be feminine. They don't have to shave. They can just have long, nasty, leg hair. They don't have to have sex with you. They don't have to do nothing. I don't got to do nothing. But what do you got to do as a man? Oh, you got to do all that stuff. Is the juice worth the squeeze? You be the judge. This is Red Pill 101 stuff, right? You figure it out. Is it worth it? All I got to say, guys, appreciate you listening. Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.